Hooray! Hi guys, it's a girl lilymutamztv, also known as Gelawapa Z, girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you will be notified that Gelawapa Z post sapoka video, that Gelawapa Z has uploaded a video. Thank you. Thank you so much for more than 65,000, almost 300 plus subscribers. I'm so grateful for the love you keep on showing me and how you guys just keep on coming to my YouTube channel. Natotela sana. Let me start welcoming my audience on YouTube. Hi, Natasha. Thank you for your support as usual. Hi, Suresh. How are you, Tulu? Good to see you. Yes. Oh, let me put some volume. Yeah, it will get better as we start. That's why I do the greetings. Hi, David Mundia. Good to see you. If you want to join the stream, I have posted the links. Let me just greet people on my YouTube first before I go to Facebook. Christine, how are you? Good to see you. Chama Chanda, good to see you. And don't forget to share this stream. Panda, good to see you. Annie, good to see you. So even if you're on Facebook and you comment, I'll see your comment from here. And Timbo says this one will get 10,000 views. Jackson says HH will come and exhume this bond. How are you? Doreen, Emmanuel, good to see you. And I've got people in my studio already waiting. Vanalindi, Michael, and some other people. Thank you so much. Obviously, you know what we're here to discuss. An image has been trending on social media, and I saw the image actually on Bali's Bali's Facebook page. For those of you who don't know who Bali is Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, who is the opposition leader of UPND, and he shared the image saying we will hear how much this bicycle will cost. We've seen in the past that our current government has made claims of expenses which don't even make sense, and therefore some information has been leaking around on social media. So I thought, rather than me just doing a video and talking about it, it's better we have an interactive session so that we discuss these things. Doreen Hamunga says, this is too much. Honestly speaking, we are tired of PF everyday complaints about the same people. I didn't really care about politics before, but you know, when certain things keep on happening, we can't just keep quiet. And by the way, a quick disclaimer, this platform, lilymutamztv YouTube channel and lilymutamztv Facebook page, does not belong to any political party. I'm not affiliated with any political party. I'm just a YouTuber that has been sharing content on my YouTube channel. And now, due to lockdown, obviously, regulations, I am including other people to be part of the panel so that at least you can feel more part of the program than me just talking by myself like I usually would do. A lot of people have obviously complained about the image, but before we go any further, I just want to read what I received and what has been trending all around. Just keep on commenting. I will see your comments and then I'll add some people because I'm just hope you can hear me. So Big Suda said approximately one bicycle costs $700, which is equivalent to 12,000 kwacha. Bicycles in the UK, they do cost maybe around £300, which is maybe half of that $700. But then if you see the bicycle, which is £300, it looks like a car, if you know what I mean. So I was just surprised. Hi, Nasso, my sister from Botswana, based in America. Amazing. Leah, how are you? Yeah, Michael says things. Michael, how are you? Yeah, Natasha said things are not okay. Michael says now we are being taken for fools as Zambians, definitely. And for those of you who are not aware, Mumbi did an announcement. The video has gone viral, and she has stated that the protest has been cancelled. They were summoned at the police yesterday, I believe. Yeah, actually, I was aware. You know, I had been told that they were summoned, but they didn't want to make it public. And now they were told that they feel it won't be a peaceful protest, so the protest has been cancelled. So no protest. But guess what? We have Facebook, we have YouTube. So keep on saying these things on your platform. Nobody can shut your Facebook page. Nobody can shut your YouTube channel. As long as you're not happy, let's keep on. Hi, Rex John, good to see you. Okay, Rex is saying, can someone help us to confirm they are saying the bicycles are just a gift? That's why I'm inviting people on the panel to come on board and discuss this matter. Hi, Anne. How are you? Anne Mumbi, good to see you. Hi, Winnie. Good to see you. 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 Yes, good to see you. So that's a comment from Mike. So let's start this ball rolling. At least I know most of you are here now. So Michael is saying they have taken advantage of us because they think we are fools. Wow. Okay, let me bring in some people as well. So let's start this discussion. If you want to join, you can join us. Hi, Ike. How are you? Hello, Ike.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Where are you calling us from, or where are you watching us from?
I'm watching you from Lusaka, Zambia.
Ah, okay. Oh, good to see you. I think his network has dropped. Hi, Michael. How are you? How are you, Michael? Hi, Michael. Hello.
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good to see you. Where are you watching us from?
I'm okay. Okay, thanks. How are you?
I'm
From
fine,
Lusaka.
thank you. Oh, okay, good. How's everything?
Yeah. Everything is going on well, except for the disturbing news of the bicycles. It's really disturbing. Yeah.
I know it can be disturbing, but what are your thoughts? Because there's another statement which has been issued, and by the way, this is what usually happens. They send a statement out there that this is what is going on, and then a statement is retracted to say, no, that's not the truth. It's just social media rumors. What would you say about that?
Well, taking you back, I think months ago,
Yes.
we had another issue of mini meal purchasing.
Yes.
They bought. I don't think if anyone can forget that they bought mini meal at 28,000, if I'm not mistaken. 100 bags of mini meal. So that to me didn't make sense. I think I commented on social media. A lot of people came in and they condemned that move. We kept quiet, and this has come as a shock again. This has come as a shock again, and to me, it so seems that they're taking advantage of us because we're too quiet. We don't take them to any authorities where it can be accountable of what they're doing. You see. So if this is true, it has happened, we need to take action. Because they're stripping off a lot of people out there. They're using taxpayers' money for no.
And in my
I'm disturbed.
It's very painful. For the bags of mini meal, the video is there, so we can't say it's a lie. It was announced on ZNBC, and even this particular one for the bicycle, well, the information came according to the person who sent me. The person said ZNBC. So was it announced on TV? Because the message I got is Home Affairs Minister Stephen Kampyongo has today disclosed that the newly purchased 1,000 police bicycles costed government $700,000 equivalent to almost 10 million kwacha, which means one bicycle was costing $700, which is and that was from ZNBC according to this source.
Where
Hi, Annie. How are you?
Hi, how are you, Lily?
Yeah.
I'm fine, thank you. Michael. Yeah, Michael, you can contribute if you want to. Now, please don't forget
Yeah.
to turn
Yeah.
down your music because of copyright. Some of the music has copyright. So you have to
Yeah.
turn down the background. Yeah. Any
Okay.
music.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, Michael, thank you very much for your
Yeah.
contribution. But
So
you can, yeah. Yeah, you
yeah,
can
I think I
contribute.
can. For now, I can leave room for others to come in.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Thank you so much. And remember,
Okay.
you kick yourself out of the studio and then other people can come on as well. So Winnie is asking a question.
Yeah.
Winnie's question is, what type of brand is this
Um,
bicycle?
Google.
What brand is this bicycle? I need to Google it. I live on
Mhm.
Google. So I have time. How are you, Annie?
Hi, how are you, Lily?
Good to
I'm
see
okay
you.
today. Yeah, good to
Yeah.
see you too. I was just reading the post as well, and then I was like, a bicycle with
Mm.
that much. It's so shocking,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand to say. So I had to go on Google again,
Yeah.
to see where they purchased
Mm.
them, just to see how much do they cost. They're like
Yeah.
540 yuan, in that
Mm.
country. So now I'm
Yeah.
looking at it in Zambia kwacha, it's this much. Honestly, how
Mm.
do you purchase a bicycle with
Mm.
almost 1,000 kwacha? Just that simple bicycle, sure, people are suffering. Really, this is
Yeah.
very serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
The country is really going somewhere else. The government is
Mm.
misusing funds, and this is the taxpayers' money that we pay as the people. So it's very
Mm.
sad when you see such a post, and
Mm.
they are even bragging to say we've bought these bicycles, and there's a police
Yeah.
officer on it. So it's very sad that they're wasting our money that
Yeah.
we are paying, and then they're using it to buy bicycles. Why bicycles? Honestly, they
Yeah.
can't buy motorbike, like motorbike, or even cars. You know what I mean? So it's very sad.
Mm.
There's too much corruption in Zambia, and I don't know how we're going to work on
Mm.
it so that this should come to an
Mm.
end. But serious, we need to ask questions to why do you have to spend
Mhm.
so much over bicycles. So it's us
Mm.
now to question youths and stand up and ask them, as we are fighting for our freedom of expression and other things. This is
Yeah.
the time
Yeah.
also to question them, also question
Yeah.
Kampyongo to say, where did you get these bicycles? We want to know. It's either we'll
Yeah.
Google them and check how much they cost that side, and then we have the information so that when we're questioning him, he'll be able to give us
Yeah.
answers. So really,
Mm.
Lily, what is happening here in Zambia, especially in Lusaka where I'm staying, it's very sad
Mm.
when you see certain
Mm.
things happening and you are there in the same city. It's very sad. So
Mm.
I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know. Zambia is just
Yeah.
I feel like leaving the country. I wish coronavirus can come to an end today and I fly out of Zambia and come to maybe be with you in the
Oh.
UK or something. And that's it, because this is too much. It's so painful. We cannot be living in a country that a lot of things are
Mm.
happening. Yeah, they're busy
Yeah.
boasting that they've won the elections in these small elections in the provinces they've won. This is nothing.
Yeah.
Come 2021, us who are voting, we will know who
Oh,
to vote for. We know
yeah.
who to check out now, because it's too much. We can't be buying this useless thing. Okay, so let me leave room for other people. I can say a lot.
Thank
Thank you so much.
and that's why
I'll be in the
and that's why it's
background. Thank you so
important.
much.
Welcome. And that's why
Uh-huh.
it's important for us to have this discussion so that we know, are these people interested in looking after the welfare of the Zambian people, or is about themselves? And Annie, somebody just commented that you should go to Ghana. I'm joining you, Annie, to Ghana. So if you want to join the discussion, you can join the discussion. We are not only talking about this, we're also going to talk about the pharmacy. There's an image of a pharmacy which apparently the pharmacy was awarded $17 million by the Minister of Health. $17 million for a company which doesn't even exist. They were awarded a contract. What is your say about that as well? You know, I don't even understand this level of theft, honestly. Caroline Manda is commenting on Facebook that there are donations. Oh, you're waiting for the link. Oh, okay, Sheb is waiting for the link as well. So if you want to join and be part of the discussion, because some people have been disconnected, join using that link. I'm coming on Facebook now as well. Somebody is asking, what is the use of the bicycles? The bicycles are supposed to help the police officers to catch thieves. Oh no, Zambia, honestly, this is too much. This is too much. Okay, so Martha is saying $17 million for what? Apparently. But let me just read what has just come out now as well, whilst I post the link. Who else wants to come on the discussion? Come on the discussion. Come on the discussion. Let me just put this down. Okay. So I've sent the link. Yvonne is saying, Lily, is this a joke? But that's what has been going around as well. So those are my subscribers on YouTube. So I have to send the link on YouTube. So Linda Namkonde, apparently the bicycles for the police are costing $17 million. Yes, for 1,000 bicycles. So Jeff is here. Let's hear from Jeff what he has to say. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Lily. Hi. How are you?
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Reduce the volume. Fine, thank you. Reduce the volume for the background noise.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because it's little distracted.
Really? Well, really?
Yeah, what would you want to say?
Really? Do you know how much $1 is in Zambia, like right now?
$1. Well, I know normally the pound, because the pound is 22 kwacha, so the dollar should be like 15, 16.
Sad. Yeah, 18 kwacha. So if I'm going to calculate,
wow.
if I'm going to calculate this $700, it's going to give me about 12,000 kwacha for a bike. No, not a bike, a bicycle.
A bicycle, yeah, 12,000 kwacha for a bicycle, and now, you need about 50,000 kwacha to renovate a school and buy.
And I'm just from checking online how much cars are, and I've just seen this Mazda and Tenza. It's 12,000 kwacha. So, wow. Okay. Well, I'm done with this guy. This bike.
I'm telling you.
Do you know there are youths who can make this bicycle in Mandev? There are people who can make this bicycle. I don't know what's so special about it. And what kind of a thief is going to be chased with this bicycle?
And not the bicycle is bulletproof.
They've been making roads for these bicycles to be chasing. Wow.
It's strange. Norman, we have Norman as well here. Norman, what do you have to say about the $700,000? Our rich government.
It's crazy, it's really crazy. How can we buy bicycles at $700 when hospitals in Chadiz and Chavuma have no medicine?
Imagine.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So what would you like to say about the $700 per bicycle? I know it's a serious issue, but it sounds funny. How would you spend $700 per bicycle? For what? Ingwe, how are you, Uncle Ingwe?
Fine, how are you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What is your take?
My take is I want to corrupt now. I want to corrupt. You cannot buy. I'm saying you are saying one basket at $700. Hello?
Yes, that's what's going around, that the bicycle is 700. Yes.
Yeah,
That the
no,
bicycle is
that one is not.
$700.
No, that one is not true. It's just abnormal.
It's not true.
It's not true. I think you know the problem which is there is we have never done much of the what we call anti-corruption at the grassroots. Because I remember one time when I was in Botswana, what they did, they had the anti-corruption at work committees. So each campaign from private sector up to the government level, that the committees of anti-corruption, which was involved with the general workers, management team, middle management, and the top managers, they were not part of that committee. So whenever they are doing net employment, this committee will review it, and these committees were independent from management. We are reporting to the corruption committee. This committee were independent from management. We are reporting to the. So the only way.
Please, as you're coming in, make sure you mute sound, please, sir. As you're coming in, make sure you mute it unless it's your turn to speak, and then you can unmute it, for everyone else who's on the panel. Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, carry on, Mr. Ingwe.
So the only way is if we revamp and corruption committee at the grassroots level. Let's say there is a project at the ward. Those women at the ward, the youth at the ward, there should be a anti-corruption committee, because they are the one who can track that project. Now these structures, we don't have them in Zambia, so it's very difficult to track it. So until those committees are set up, and they are not permanent committee, every year you renew them, the membership is changed. So there will be no balance, because let's say cleaner, clean. I remember during Kenneth Kaunda, how he was catching them. Those cleaners were used to catch information. She's cleaning in the office morning. We don't know that she's linked to the OP. She reports something. So the cleaners, those people, they should be part of anti-corruption committees at workplace and at a ward committee. Then we can track down. Now, deliberately, all these structures that have been destroyed. So I was just thinking today, when I was just going through what went wrong, is the people on the top. Because I'll give you one example, which was coming to my mind. There was this issue for the assistant to the president, Kaiser Zulu. Whatever he has done, no action has been taken. It cannot be the corruption, but those are indiscipline issues, beating people in a bar, doing rubbish things, but no action has been done. So when people they see your weakness, they will take advantage. So all this buying bus for $700, doing what? They know that no one is going to act on them. So until some big office take action, then people will be fearing. But if it will be just a song, singing a song, it's like you have got the children at home. He come at a girl, she come at 12 hours. Then daddy will saying, I'll beat you, I'll beat you. The girl will say, daddy is just singing a song. The following month will come 03. Then after that, the girl will be sleeping out. Because you have seen that the father is just a singer. he cannot do action.
Yes.
Yeah. So to me,
Yeah.
we are going to have all these songs and things until the grassroots anti-corruption work committee are put in place. Then things will be fine. It's a sad story. It's a sad story to see that those things. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution, Chris Walia. What do you want to say? Unmute your volume. Your volume is off. Muted you. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Your volume is off. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Francois, how are you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Chris. Yeah, speak. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Well, thank you. There's a lot of echo, but I just want to say thank you very much for this show. Yes.
I think you're working. Hold on. Hold on. I think you. Hi, Mr. Zambia. Hello, Mr. Zambia. Hello. Zambia's quiet. Mr. Chris, you can stop yourself, please. Then you can come back. No background noises will come on the platform because then it's noisy. Okay, anyone else wants to come on board? This is the link that you use. We can also talk about the drugstore pharmacy. Drugstore, the pharmacy. That won a contract of $7 million as well. So you can talk about that as well. Who else is here? I think we're having no problem. I can hear me clearly. Let me start sharing the comments from my YouTube channel. As well, as well. Oh, seems to be back. Francois, how are you? Hi, Francois, how are you? How are you? I think. How are you? And if you could, please, when you come show, if you can try by all means to sit up, because we have a lot of people that work I only understand because I know I was lying, but no, your feet are not right. To respect as well, because people that are watching. If you sit up, please, it's quite helpful. How are you, Francois? What would you like to say? Can you hear me, Francois? I can't hear you. I think the volume is off. Move your earphones. Maybe move your earphones. I can't hear you completely. Okay, we can't hear you completely. So you try to start the sound. Now bring it back. NS comment. Honest. I couldn't hear him completely. NS says, see, I was saying that the confusion he put in PF. Oh, confusion. NS, thank you for your comment. Indy is easier. Can you please let me know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm back, Lily.
Michael, are you still there? Yeah.
Yes,
what did you want to say?
Here. I'm here. Well,
yeah. What did
yeah.
What did you want to?
Want to comment on what has been said earlier by our parent, Mr. I've forgotten his name. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we need to get we need to get to we need to go as low as to our grassroots. Yes, we need to make sure that we put in these security measures in regards to the way offices are running. Yeah, in terms of purchasing things when it comes to what's happening right now. I think we need to engage. Yeah, we need to engage a lot of people from the grassroots that can give information to maybe the ACC and commission corruption. Yeah. So that we are able to track down some of these issues without difficulties. Because right now, what's happening is they've left us in the dark. It's like we are just assuming like this is what has happened. So if we go down like fighting and make sure that we put in place, catch those people who are trying to play with our minds and playing with our taxpayers' money, I think it will carry more weight. It will carry more weight. Yeah, it will carry more weight.
Yeah. Yes, it will. And what would you like to say about the $17 million for the pharmacy, the money that was awarded to the pharmacy, $17 million? What would you say about that? Have you heard about it?
Hello.
Natasha,
I'm good, and you?
Hi, Natasha.
I'm wearing your
You look beautiful by beautiful you.
Thank you.
I can see. Beautiful. Wow. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
So you've heard what's revealed, and I'll read a statement obviously after you speak. Something I just received.
Okay.
What would you like to say?
Well, the thing is that when I've been to various bicycle stores out here, and bicycles at 700 are for professional cyclists who are going to like cycle in a marathon or something. They start maybe at 700. So if you're I feel like it's a little absurd. And like bicycles, why didn't they buy scooters? Because you can't catch criminals with bicycles. And the thing is that at the end of the day, I feel like that's a little inflated. And 1,000, the amount that they've even bought, 1,000. I'm sure there's more police officers in Zambia who should have access as well to the bicycles. If they were buying bicycles for the police force, they should have bought it for every single police force, so that each and every one would have access to that. And another thing is the fact that like in Zambia, the roads are really bad. So how are they gonna, in some places in Zambia, the roads are really, really bad. How are they gonna ride those bicycles?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's a little it's inflated, and I feel like it was a waste. We have children that don't have desks in school, and just the way that the healthcare system is, you could have placed that money into creating a better healthcare system. Even if you buy more beds into the hospitals, or like find equipment that is needed in the hospital, because there are various things that would be a need for a lot of people within the hospital system. And the thing is that even here we have health centers. So it's not even just we have hospitals, but then we have various health centers in every single neighborhood. So you don't have to go driving 2 hours or an hour to a hospital. You have access to healthcare. Like the nearest healthcare place is like 5 minutes away from my house. So those are things that are really important for the Zambian people, not bicycles for police officers. What are they for? Is it a need? You should look at the needs that are needed within the country, not just buying any random thing just to show that you're trying to develop the country. It's absurd.
Yeah,
it's really absurd.
Yeah, and it's strange how Zambians you know, we don't act, we don't talk about these things. We are okay, we are happy. You know, what can we say? This is what government does. They're always like, you know, Joseph is saying things here in Zambia are not okay. We are going through hard times. You know, people are struggling.
Exactly.
And then you buy bicycles for $700 each. For who?
Exactly.
Or rather, you take all that money, whatever $1 million, buy meal for each family, some dry fish or something.
Exactly. And
hi, Stephen.
sorry. There's a specific family that I've been helping out for a couple of years now. They're blind. Both wife and husband are both blind.
Yeah.
There's a specific.
Chris.
Oh, sorry.
You can't hear. He needs to. You need. Yeah. You need to completely mute everything in your background so that we hear you quietly without any background. Just bringing an echo. Completely mute everything in your background so that we hear you quietly without any background. Just bringing an echo. Completely mute everything in your background. Are you playing YouTube? Are you playing YouTube? Are you playing YouTube?
There's an echo. You need to switch off the other thing that is playing.
There's an echo. You need to switch off other thing.
There's an echo. You need to switch off the other thing.
Yeah, you need to switch off your. You need to switch off your like device. If you have any device in the background, you need to turn it off and just leave just this stream. Because if you're playing it in the background, it disturbs the stream. It might freeze it. Okay, Stephen is asking to say, someone please fill me in the topic for today. We had electricity issues. So Natasha, can you explain the topic, please? For the day?
We're basically talking about, was it $17 million that they've spent on bicycles for the police force, 1,000 bicycles that have been procured for the police force, and was it 700,000? Sorry,
$700,000. Yeah,
$700,000 that has been
$700,000
to buy 1,000 bicycles for the police force, and we're talking about how it's an absurd amount of money. And the one thing that I wanted to say, Lily, was the fact that there's this blind family that I've been supporting, like me and my husband, we've been supporting in Zambia, and both the wife and the husband are both blind. And the thing is that they have a son that is the one who has been taking them around, like if they need to move around, then the son takes them around, right? I feel like those are sectors that need to be addressed, especially when it comes to disabled people. In Zambia specifically, because my grandmother helps a lot of disabled people and just widows and whatnot. She has this whole like an organization whatsoever, but it's not like official. She's been doing it since like over 20 years. And when I say that there are a lot of people who are in need in Zambia that don't have access to the help that they actually need, like this blind couple, they need help. You see what I'm saying? They need help when it comes to housing. They need help in where, when you're moving around, you need help to be able to get from point A to point B. And their son, he's like, I think he's less than 13 years old. So he walks with him. So walks with them everywhere that they need to go because he's their eyes. And now he recently left the home because he felt he got overwhelmed. So when you're looking at these type of things, you have to look and say, we need sectors that are going to help out the disabled, because this boy could be at school. You see what I'm saying? But he has to be at home with his parents, making sure that they don't get burnt or they don't get robbed or something, because he's their eyes. And then you're spending $700,000 on bicycles. $700 is a lot of money in Zambia. You could use that for a good amount of time, even 6 months if you're good with money. I'm just a little disgusted.
Definitely. So Chevy Flexi, what? $700 liable currency at the moment equals to 18, and that's a lot of money, 12,000. Now, somebody has commented to say I should stop spreading lies. What about the fire trucks? Because this is an example of what is being said. But let's talk about the fire trucks, which were costing $1 million each. Let's talk about the Milli Meal, where they say the Milli Meal donation was 100 bags cost for 40,000 kwacha. What about so many things? So this can be a topic, but at the end of the day, we're discussing everything. Let me read the statement that has been issued. Let me read the statement that has been issued that just came through. According to, it's a press release from Ministry of Home Affairs. They are refuting the media speculations that the government bought 1,000 bicycles at the cost of $700,000. You see, let me tell you something. Sometimes it can look as if people are just spreading rumors. It's the people who work for the government that are tired, that say these things. How would we know? We don't work for the government. Exactly. They're the ones who, if I show you emails from people who are working for government now, they will say, please, talk about this, talk about this. Don't mention my name, hide my ID. We are suffering. They're the ones who really search. Did we just wake up and say $700,000? We didn't just wake up. So before you start saying, we are here to discuss, is it true or is it not true? No one has said this what is, but this is what is out there. But the press release has been released, and they are very quick. I don't know how they managed to type the letter quick. They've already typed the letter and printed it. The accurate information is that the bicycles were a donation by the government of Japan to the Zambia police to facilitate policing places which cannot be accessed using motor vehicles. So why are roads being constructed everywhere, all around Zambia? And bicycles can't go to... I don't even know what to explain. I don't even know what to explain. JC, how are you? Good to see you. Hi, JC.
Thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful to be back again.
Good to have you.
Yeah, like I've been just wandering around, like what's really happening in our country, what's taking place. You know, it's if we are saying it's a donation, well and good, it's a donation.
Yeah.
But the issue is, it's a donation for what? You know,
exactly. What are they getting in return?
Yeah, we have to ask ourselves questions. Why should they prefer to donate bicycles rather than donating the things that are a necessity to the country at the moment?
Yeah.
Because like where we are, I don't think if we really need bicycles, more especially for police officers, maybe those in rural areas, as one of the gratuity for those that have really labored, maybe on Labor Day, if they can give those that are in rural areas, I think it would have made more sense. But again, we should look at the interval when the donation is coming. If it's a donation coming, why is it coming at this time? What's the reason behind? Because I do not think if people can sacrifice for no reason. Even me, I cannot get a gift for any lady, but I'll need to get a gift specific for my wife or for my girlfriend or for a lady that I've got interest in. So basically, even these people, the international community or the country, whether it's China or whatever country it could be, what is the reason behind? Why? What are they appreciating? What is it that is behind? Because you cannot just give a gift without any profit or without any interest that you have in something. So is it a gift from China because the Zambian people have been under great persecution with the Chinese? They have been undermined. Is it a gift because we have been allowing Chinese to mistreat us? Why is it a gift? You know, I think that's where we need basically to sit down and ask, why if they are saying there's someone who went to ask you for those bicycles, why didn't they ask for money to help the students? Because it's just recently when we heard that the issues of bursary at Unza, it's a problem. Why didn't it work in that dimension? Why are we receiving those bicycles specific in when it comes to the security wing? Why are they bringing bicycles? I don't think even police officers it would be a useful thing for them. I don't think. I think it won't be a useful thing, because even me as a youth, you give me a bicycle. What for? Am I going to use a bicycle to do what? So I think there is something behind that. It at this point it may seem as if it's a donation and but as time goes on, we are going to realize that there was something that happened, and the better is when we talk about it now and we discuss about it and we try to find the solution right now, because this time we can no longer trust the anti-corruption. The anti-corruption have closed their mouths, they have closed their ears, they do not offer services.
Let me hold you there. A person called Chifaira Musamba Augustine is saying that we are all lying, that the government donates all the time, so we should stop it. Please, my people that are watching, can you tell me the last time the government donated anything where we say the government has donated? Because I believe this person is a cadre. That's why he's talking like that. Maybe, JC, you know something. Where did the government donate? If the government is donating, why are people hungry?
Exactly.
So this person is saying the government, that we're lying, the government donates.
Yeah,
and
so
Danny Lusanso is saying, why accept a bicycle from Japan whose freight and insurance cost more than the local Ego bike? The local Ego bike can cost not more than 4,000 kwacha. We make bicycles in Zambia.
yeah, sure. It's
not even just that. The prison system in Zambia is really poor. When you go and go inside the jail cells where they put the people. I've been to one of those places. Trust me. One of my grandma's gardener, when he got beaten for something, he was falsely accused. We went there.
Yeah.
People are pooping and doing everything in the same facility, in the same room.
Yeah.
Those are things that need to be cleaned up.
And this elderly man, you have no shame at all to even say they donate. If we take a picture of UTH tomorrow, not last year, tomorrow, or even now, because I can ask people right now to say, you're working in UTH, send me a picture of UTH and we display it. And you tell me the government is donating. Stop lying. You are the one who's lying, who's defending lies. Thieves. That's what you are, bunch of thieves. Conrad said Ego bicycles are just under 1,200. Can you imagine? They donated bags of millimil. Even in the UK here, a bag of millimil is how much? A bag of millimil is £5. Then you in Africa, you come and tell me that a bag that they were donating for 40,000 kwacha, 100 bags of millimil. This is what even the last time I watched Mr. Haka in the HLM, he posted on his page. He said, PF economics. The economics are lies. They're lies. So you don't be defending things. They're always inflating prices. Like Conrad is saying, the government has been on a record of inflating costs of things. Fire trucks, ambulances, roads. Can you imagine?
What about the bridge?
Our government will spend $5 million on a toll gate, but the children in schools are seated on the floor, and you have no shame at all, you Charlie, to even say that they donate. When was last time when they are donating PF regalia? That's what they are donating. If I ask the people who've been working at my farm in Solwezi are prisoners. So when I'm not talking because I just woke up. I know the conditions of the prison in Solwezi. And the prisoners are even happy when you hire them to come and work for you on your farm. You know why? Because they will eat chicken after a long time. And they are very happy. You come and tell me that they're donating. Donating where? It's an embarrassment that even the president sleeps with a peaceful mind and a heart. When the hospital, UTH, people are giving birth on the floor. The place is disgusting. The University of Zambia, how does it look like? Since the last time I was a kid, the building is the same. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're not saying the whatever story is, but how come? Doctor, I wanted a pharmacy. The story said I wanted a pharmacy. $17 million, which doesn't exist. Where is the money? This is what we're talking about accountability. They can't even tell us where the money is. Let me just show you the image. It's nice when because they're able to say these things. Just hold on. I'm about to show you the picture. It's not fair. It's not fair. Now they don't want to protest. So this is a scandal that is happening right now. Inside the drug supply, $17 million. How Ministry of Health awarded a $17 million contract to a company that did not exist? It's not fair. Sorry, that will come back on. Sometimes like that. It will come back on. It's because we're adding more people and it's evening time as well. So everyone wants to be part of it. It's not fair.
That whole scandal of the 17 million that was awarded to a fake company for the COVID-19 is very surprising. Like there are people who actually died out here, and then you're scamming money to a company that doesn't exist. It's just, oh my goodness. This is the reason why people keep doing this in our country is because there's nobody who's going to prosecute them. Where are all the lawyers? We have people. Do we even have a law system in Zambia? Is there a criminal justice system? Because you can't tell me that we have lawyers in Zambia. None of them are trying to prosecute these type of, like, nobody is investigating. We don't have investigators. We don't have anybody. It's just
they are there. If they try to investigate, they are put in problems. If you try to protest, they silence you. If you try to say this, they pay you money.
Oh my goodness.
Carry on, Norman. How are you? Hi, Norman. Hi, Norman. Hi, Norman. Norman. I think the network is gone for Norman. Hi, Norman. Maybe Norman can't hear me. Okay. If anyone wants to join and be part of the conversation, please check on the link. The link is down below. Martha is saying, why didn't they buy medicines to upgrade or even build more health facilities? Even if they're donations, they could have asked for the money instead. Honestly. And who else is here? Norman, you're not talking. JC, you're not talking.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Yeah, so I was just waiting for you to give me a slot to talk. Yeah. So
no, I've been asking you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So
yeah, you can speak.
Basically, I think this has to do with how they look at their priorities. So basically, if you're in a house, you begin to think of two things. You don't have a bag of mirimi, you don't have any mirimi at home, and you are given an offer, either you choose to get the money or you buy chicken and chips, what are you going to get? But if you are a responsible parent, the first thing you're going to look into, what do I have home, before you can eat that piece of chicken and chips and finish it in a minute. So basically, even with our government, we cannot say there is no money. If there is no money, then it means we can't accuse them of stealing. So money is there, and they are stealing what is there. So the reason why they are stealing what we have, it's because as youths, we have decided to be quiet in the first place. And secondly, we are saying we cannot involve ourselves in such issues. There are issues for the elder remain, there are issues for the government. But we forget that the future which is being distorted is our future, the future of our children. So at this point, I think we really need to take time to reflect and to refrain, then to work hard as youths in engaging ourselves in the government. If it means to start studying the Constitution so that we can engage well, it is the right time. It's not the time to say, no, guys, let's back off, and let's forget about everything. It's the time when we need to say, okay, guys, even if our faith looks as if it is a bit disturbed, even if we see things don't seem to be working out, it's time when we need to rise up and we say, okay, guys, we are going to carry the issue of Zambia to be in our hands like our issue. You know, if we can, even Dr. Nicholas Mumba the other day, he was saying the same things. He was saying, it is us, the youths, that we need to stand and to work hard on the issues that are affecting the nation. You know, even these veteran politicians, they have known that they cannot fight this fight, and their trust now is on us, the youths. It is vice versa. A long time ago, we trusted that the oppositions, they can fight for us. But this time, it is us to fight. So if we cannot question the issue of the fire tenders, if we cannot question about the 48 miracle houses, if we cannot get to be accountable to what is happening, we'll keep on having issues happening like this, and they'll keep on overriding whatsoever that we talk. They'll say, okay, Zambian youths, they can just talk for a moment and they can go down and slow down and forget about everything. But it's a time to rise. It's a time when we can speak out. It's a time when we can tell them that, guys, enough is enough. Okay, whatsoever what you did in the past, we know you have done, but a new page has come for Zambia. A new time when we need to wake up as youths and work for our independence. We really need to feel it. You know, I might tell people that if you have never traveled outside your country, you always think that your country is doing great, and you always think that everything is working well. I can tell you, you can never compare UNZA, the one we have in Zambia, with just a college in South Africa. The University of Zambia is, I don't know where we can put it, you know. But we are trusting, and we have got the University of Zambia, we have got UNZA. So the only thing that is sustaining UNZA, you realize that it's just the fact of the government, that it's a school for the government. And again, on the other hand, we have to be reminded what happened just recently, a few years, about CBU. If for sure the government really valued the youths, they would have at no cost closed CBU in those days. Again, if the government had really had the care for the people, at no means would they have a struggle of helping those vulnerable youths to go at once and study. But now you realize the issue and the fact of the matter. Ask anyone who has got a bursary from UNZA, just sit down with them, ask them, how did you get it? You hear a name of a connection somewhere. They should be a connection. You can never guarantee knowledge of a plate. They should be a connection. But now it means only richer people are going to become more richer. There is no more opportunity for that little girl in Champande, for that little girl in Mulobezi, for that little girl in Luapula. There is no hope. They don't have hope. Why? Because the government at its stake now, they understand that if people are going to wounds and they need to be given bursaries, there should be a connection in the first place. If there is no connection, they won't get that job. Then again, when we look at these guys who are in parliament, these guys who have big connections in the government, you realize that their children, they are easily recommended just to go and start out the country. They take their children outside the country and they want to destroy even the little that can sustain the poor people. They want to destroy it. Look at Unza. Unza is, you can't even say I'm at University of Zambia and take some photos and rejoice. You can't do that. But it is in the city. It is the heart. When we talk of what university we have in Zambia, that is the university that we were supposed to be proud of. That is the university that even if the revenues comes in the nation, that was the university which was supposed to be sustained. When we talk of the issues of bursaries and the like, I think UNZA was supposed to be the first priority for the government of Zambia to receive those grants, to receive those funds. But now we have got the Ministry of Education. You always say, no, we don't have enough money for this to give bursaries. But why can't they move? We have seen some other ministers who can move to another country just to negotiate if they can find funds so that some people can have a chance also to be educated. But now they have decided just to keep silent. The other thing, last time I heard, they were like, no, actually now we no longer want to be giving free bursaries. Now it shall be a student loan. But even the same student loan that they are saying they are going to loan students, it's not coming on time. It's not given to students. Now, how are you going to pay for something which was not given to you on time? Which was sometimes they don't even get money. They only get a little of what they are supposed to get. So it means if the education system is destroyed, then even the knowledge of the future is affected. So the problems that are being made at this level, I remember what Albert Einstein said. He said, the level at which we make problems, it's not the same level we need to resolve those problems. So if we were at level 1 when we have caused the problem, we need to move to step to level 3 to solve the problem. So even if today as youths, if we say, no, it seems there is no hope for us to mobilize ourselves, to stand and to speak for justice, to cry for justice. If we say there is no hope for us, then it means there are going to be a greater problem more than what we are facing now. And that greater problem is going to come to our children and the generation for our children. So if the government was wise enough and if the government could understand what it really needs to do at this time, they would have consulted. You know, I tell people that when you go to wise people, people who are wise, they will give you wisdom for free. You do not buy wisdom. You get it for free. Wisdom is different with knowledge. We acquire knowledge when you pay for it. You go to school, they'll give you problems to solve and you'll be paying for those problems you are solving. But when it comes to wisdom, you need to apply the knowledge that you have. So now, how will the children that we are having today, who are supposed to study from Zambia, understand the economy of Zambia, understand the real issues that are in Zambia? How are they going to engage themselves into making Zambia a better place, a good place for tomorrow? I even wonder if our ministers even travel. I even wonder.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Let Frederick also say something. Frederick, because there's lots of people waiting. Mando is also waiting. He's gonna be fired. Okay, Frederick, how are you?
What I give chance for other people who are coming on.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. Annie says you've raised very good points. Just know that we want you to be always contributing. Thank you. You can contribute. Medicine, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How is everyone there?
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Only a few concerns.
We're fine.
On our Mother Zambia. I don't know if I have to call it Mother Zambia or half Zambia, half China. I don't know. I'm ashamed to say I'm Zambian today and where I am.
You can raise
because of what's going on. But I think everything has been said. To be honest, I don't believe that the government can go out of our country. I don't know if they got those bicycles for donations or they just bought them, but that's just another mess. We have got factories in Zambia which can build bicycles on cheaper cost, helping out people who are in need. They went out of Zambia and bought those shitty bicycles and they expect us to be happy with them. As a youth, I'm highly disappointed in this government and I will do whatever it takes to support the change.
Yes.
All we need is change. If we look at the government advisors today, they are all Form 5s. It doesn't help at all. So let's next time when we are voting,
Form 5 is acceptable.
Yes, my fellow youth, please, when we are voting next year or within the month, let's pick people on like people who have got knowledge and understanding. People have got dread for that position, not just picking people just because they can do it. No. So those were my concerns, and I'm sure we have people waiting to join and say something as well.
No, you wait there so that Mr. Kwachangwe can add on to your point. I'm just going to remove the volume. Mando. Hold on. Let's remove the volume. Mr. Kwachangwe, want to speak?
Yeah, Lily, thank you very much again. You know what? It's a pity. It's really sad and really, really depressing. And what you're seeing now is this is not new. I'm not surprised for anyone who has grown up in Zambia, who's been following the political machinery in Zambia. Always know this is always indicative of corruption. That's why on my other YouTube, I said that, the problem that we have in Zambia is not that we don't have educated people, we don't have intelligent people. The problem that we have is corruption has been accepted as a norm. We have people don't think that corruption is evil. It's stealing. It's like a favor that you do. You go on the street, there's a terminology that they normally use, unichekeleko. You know that unichekeleko? People use that kind of language as a cover-up for corruption. So this is what I was saying, that, corruption is the greatest virus that cuts across every sector and institution in our country, like Dr. Nevas Mumba was saying. So what we are seeing, what we are seeing is a recycle of what election stank that they have always used, So if we are going to have, we're going to see progress in our country, there is need for an overall, really like what Dr. Nevas Mumba was saying. There is need for a governance of just total overhaul of change of governance. I think we saw what happened. What happened in Tunisia last year with the youths rising up because they were tired to the bone because of the corruption that was going on in the country, and they had to change the government. And I think that, you know, us as youths as well in Zambia, if we're going to see development, we're going to see progress, and especially after the coronavirus, this should be a wake-up call, because there will come a time that our people will not be able to access even the medical aid that we have, because no one will be able to fly in the country, in the country or out of the country. So I think it's high time that we as Zambian and youths, we need to send a message there and begin to call a spade and a hammer a hammer, and call the evil of corruption that is endemic in every area of our country. You know that if you go to the city council and ask for a photocopy, which can cost 50 kwacha or 20 kwacha, someone will not give you that for a day. They will say, come tomorrow, come. They'll keep procrastinating until you pay them 5 pin. That's how corruption is in Zambia. If you're going even through the roadblocks, I've driven, you know yourself, you've driven through the roadblocks in Zambia, where maybe one of your light on your car is broken. They'll not say you go to the garage and fix that. They'll charge you without even giving you maybe a receipt. Even when they give you a receipt, that receipt is not even accountable. So there are these small little things that are indicative of corruption that is accepted in Zambia, and therefore on a high level, they are actually depriving the economy and the nation of the necessary resource that we need to develop our country. And I think it's high time that everybody has said that there has to be a change of governance. There has to be a change of emphasis of trying to just enrich those who are the elite, those who've already who've already eaten a cake in Zambia, who are now taking the privilege and taking advantage of people like the Lusambos that we've been talking about these few days, and even the head of say. So it's up to us, the youths and the Zambian people, you know, and to rise up and say enough is enough. We need a different narrative of governance in Zambia, and that's the only way. Otherwise, our country will go to you know, we won't know where our country will end up. Like my brother is saying here in China, I am ashamed to be called a Zambian as well. So this is the whole thing, you know. So it's up to us as Zambian and youths, like everybody else, to bring about change. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very disappointing, because it's excuse after excuse after excuse. And you see, that's why yesterday it was very important that all of us attended the Bill 10 conference that we had yesterday. We learned a lot, you know, and that is why they are pushing for Bill 10, because they want to carry on for the next 10 years, stealing and stealing and stealing, because they don't care about the welfare of the Zambians. And now that we are speaking, they're uncomfortable. And guess what? They invited all the musicians, well, the guys that were there that were in the image, for a meeting in the youth chairperson's house, Kelvin Sampa. And I was telling people on Facebook that I was going to tell them that Chef 187 found himself at that place by mistake. Because what they did was, his brother is the one who knew about the meeting. So he now told his brother, said, let's go somewhere. And that's how they went. So majority of them didn't even know. Some of them, they just thought, oh, they're just going, you know, for just a drink up or something. And then the person takes pictures to cause confusion on social media. You know, they are so corrupt. They are so dodgy that they're trying to, by any means necessary. That's why when we talked about even B-Flow, even Dr. Nevas Moma said so, the biggest mistake he made was to go alone.
You see,
and now,
it's about.
There was Bowman Lusam
you see, the thing, that's what I wanted to ask Dr. Nevas Mumba about why is it that in Zambia politicians are not honest and transparent? Why do they think, since he was in government himself, what is at the root of lack of transparency and honesty to many? Even like, take for instance, we've been arguing about why has the president not come out and tell us some of the issues that the youths have raised? He has not addressed us, but he has threatened. He has threatened. What's behind all these things? It's because If you are eating from the same table, you're all eating from the same table, it's very difficult to criticize the person that you are dealing with. So if you and I really were found to be found wanting in any areas of corruption, you will go to jail. NS Zambian who was found wanting with maybe, there are so many guys who maybe were in jail for simple crimes, but the crimes that have to do with national interest, crime that has to do with the development of the country on such a high level, they are not even taken into account. This is the corruption that we are talking about, you know. So it's high time that, you know, this idea of demonizing the youths when they speak out against corruption, against lack of transparency, is a fear factor that will continue on as a virus, you know. And I think it's high time that we, as Zambia, especially for us who are in the UK, I think that's what I was saying. We need to form up like a forum. We need to form up a forum for us who are in the diaspora, so that we can go to our embassies and also lift up our voices to the embassy, so that you know, some of these devices don't continue.
Thank you so much, Sam. Our our contributando, how are you?
Good, Vigets. Oh,
Mando,
sorry.
how are you?
How are you? I'm okay. Yeah. So
See you. What's your
good to see
contribution
you.
today?
Yeah, you know, I am looking at all these things and I'm thinking. I am a follower of so many patrons in Africa. I follow Judas Malema. I follow Thomas Sankara, Samuel Michel, Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah, Dr. Kaunda also, Manawasa also. You know, these are the things that we need to focus on. You know, sometimes we want to be young people with relevance, and we want to be relevant, and we want to come up with these good points, and we have all these ideas and all this that. But what we forget to say, you see, everywhere in the world, people are greedy. Everywhere in the world, even in America, even here in Germany, even in the UK, leaders are also greedy. But what stops them from being greedy is the system. So, in as much as we want a revolution, we want an uprising, we cannot still change if at all we don't change the system. We need to strengthen the system. We need to understand the separation of power. We need to put in systems that prohibit certain things to happen. Like, for example, buying a fire tender at 1 million, which can be bought at cheaper price. Stop using the tender type of system. You know, so our systems are very weak, and the leaders exploit. So now what happens is that, you know, power corrupts good morals. You know, even if a leader has got good morals and you come there now, you're holding unbelievable money and they're giving you all these privileges, you find to say, you know, your mind gets corrupt and all these things start to happen because the system is so weak. So we need to find a system that holds people accountable. We need to find a system that promotes transparency and accountability. We need to put up a system that puts back the power to the people. So right now, for me, I am very skeptical. Even if we change the government, what guarantee is there to say the next government will come and, you know, will come there with fresh ideas and also to come and change if the system is still the same? So I think for me, we should, as we are, and also very important, we should take care of these uprisings. You've seen what happened in Libya. You've seen what happened in Egypt. You come up with an uprising with a good intention, but then because you don't take care of the system, the people that come become even worse than the people that left. You understand? So we need to conscientize. We need to be very careful when we start uprising and we start to say, no, let's change this, let's do this. Let's think about what is the real problem that makes our leaders think like they are kings. What is the real problem that makes these people look so pompous or become so pompous? For me, I believe, and I know to say it's because of our weak system. If the president can appoint the judges, the president appoints the chief justice, the presidents appoint all the strategic sectors of the country, and he can fire them when he feels like firing them, how can they be professional? They stop being professional because they're afraid. You know what I mean? If they make a decision that goes contrary with the president, he can just wake up and fire them. He's got no problem. The constitution allows him to. You know, that's a system that we have in Zambia. So people fail to be objective. Even the MPs, they fail. The ministers, they fail to be objective because they don't work for the people. They work for the president, which is the wrong thing. We are supposed to have systems that allow people to work freely. to allow them to know, okay, this position have been appointed, the mandate is for the people. It's not for the president, but for the people. And we should also start listening to ideological politics. I, for one, don't blame Edgar Lungu for whatever is happening. He told us in the first place he had no idea. He told us. When he was asked, do you have an idea? He said he doesn't have an idea. So why should we come here and blame him? He didn't have an idea. We voted for someone who didn't have an idea. We should blame ourselves. We should take responsibility. Next time, we should listen to ideologies and vote for someone with an ideology. He said he's going to follow what President Sata did. He didn't have an idea. He was simply a follower. So, you know, so for me, I blame us young people. I blame the people of Zambia because we are not doing the politics of ideological concept. We are doing the politics of money. For as long as they bring regalia, for as long as they bring 50 kwacha, they bring 100 kwacha, then you vote for them. For as long as they promise you things that are not even there, out of this world, we're supposed to question them. You know, when they give us their ideologies, they give us their manifesto, we are supposed to question them objectively. How is this going to happen? How are you going to achieve this in 2 years? How are you going to achieve this in what? Where are you going to get the money from? What makes you so different from these other people? What political will do you have to help the poor? You know what I mean? That's why I was saying we cannot just give our country to any other person right now. We need to be very skeptical who we give our country next, because we've seen enough of these things happening, and I, for one, wouldn't want them to see them continue happening like that. These things have to come to an end. You know what I mean? I want to be proud to say in Zambia we are loving and peaceful people with strong governing systems that provide for everyone, regardless. Everyone, even the poor of the poor of the poorest, are able to benefit something because our systems allow. And people are objective because our systems are very strong, and it allows that the government brings back to the people because the people get back the power. So we need to be very careful when we point out certain things, because what we are lacking in Zambia right now, and like I said, if selfishness is everywhere, but is our system. They are rushing Bill 10 because they know it favors them. Everyone in parliament, it favors them. You know what I mean? They are rushing all these things because and they don't want these things to be in education. They are in the education system. They are working on the ignorance of the poor. You know what I mean? And we in the diaspora that are privileged enough to be in a situation where we're now educated and we know these things, we are the ones who are now also responsible to voice out and let people know. It doesn't matter, and I repeat, it doesn't matter who starts a revolution. What if you're not there tomorrow? What matters is the fundamental, and what matters is the fundamental what? Sorry, my English is very rusty because of the German. What matters is the principle which drives us, which helps us to go forward. What is it? What we are looking for in future? What if I'm not there as Mando, who talks about these things? How can this thing be pushed forward? We need to form a surrounding that has one idea, one ideology that thinks the same. To say what we want is a better Zambia. We need to form a team. It's not about one person, it's not about two, but it's about driving and awakening the conscience of a lot of people, of a lot of young people and a lot of people in Zambia, to drive them to understand, to make them understand that the power is with them, and therefore they have the right to question, and they shouldn't be afraid to be broken their bones by the edge of parliament from camp. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mercy, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, Mercy.
Hi,
Yeah, how are you?
I'm
fine, thank you.
Yeah.
Fine, thank you.
I don't even know where to start. Like it's just so depressing. The things which are happening, the things that people get away with. And as Dr. Mumba said yesterday, the person in charge of the Anti-Corruption Commission, they're not really independent to do their job. It's like, I think there's a fear on their part, because if you go for after someone who's in the ruling party, they're probably going to get you. You're not left to do your job. So there's no way that you can ensure that people who are doing wrong are locked up for the crimes that they're committing. There's no way you can do that. So I don't even know what the best way would be to change that. You have a president who's admitted there's corruption in the government, but oh no, I'm not this guy that's going to stand over people and tell them what to do all the time. They know what their job is, therefore they must do it. I mean, if that's where you stand and these people do not do their jobs and then you just wait there, then you're probably not a leader. Because if you were, as a leader, you will command respect. When people respect you, they will do their job. That is not happening. And people know these are empty threats. When he speaks, you know, they will listen quietly. But once that is done, they just go back and continue being corrupt. So there's a big problem that we have with leadership. We need to be more careful with who we are choosing. I just wrote in the chat that about a video that I saw some time back. Someone had turned it into a meme that was going around. Someone asked the question, "Oh, what are you going to do for the country when you become president?" You know, he responds by saying, "Oh, not much, not much." And that is exactly what he has done. Not much. When you think of the problems that have been going on with some Chinese investors mistreating the Zambian people, and we saw Miles Sampa speak up on behalf of the Zambian people, and then I think one of the ministers felt that Miles Sampa overstepped. Fine, you know, if that is how you feel, that's done. Let's say we give you the benefit of the doubt. You've said he's overstepped, made him apologize. So when are you going to speak up against what these Chinese people are doing? You know, you're okay to come out and start castigating someone who works with you in public, but when will you speak out against the wrongdoings of the dodgy Chinese investors? So that shows that there's a problem in Zambia. We elevate other people who are not locals, not just other people who are not locals, but people who are doing the wrong things, which they have no business doing in Zambia. And that is a problem. So I hope we learn from this, and that next time that we're voting for the right person. That's my contribution.
Before I forget, I just wanted to add on something that you've said, which is, I think, very important, is that we see how we, the Black people, are treated most of the time by the white people. And we want to blame the white people to say, okay, you treat us in the wrong way. Okay, you're not treating us in the correct way. But we forget one thing. We treat ourselves first like that. You know, when you live in a house and you as a parent, you don't treat your children with respect, of course, other people won't treat them with respect, won't treat them with care. So we should start by ourselves. You know, you understand what I mean? So if the government can treat that to its own citizens, who are the Chinese not to do that to the Zambians? You understand? So if the government, first of all, respects its citizens, how will the Chinese disrespect them? It's very difficult. It is very easy. It is very easy for the Chinese to disrespect the Zambian because the government is doing that. When you say something as a citizen, the government shuts you off. When the Chinese do something wrong, the first people it defends are the Chinese instead of defending its own citizens. So we do these things to ourselves, and we should not even blame these investors. First of all, we should. That's why I'm saying the system should go back. The power should go back to the people. We need to sit down, analyze the constitution, see the fundamental procedures that can bring back the power to the people. We cannot have a situation where ourselves will mistreat us, then we want to blame the Chinese for mistreating us when it starts with ourselves. When we're in power, we feel we are the almighty, and when someone talks to us, it doesn't matter, you know, you just keep quiet. But forgetting to say those people line up as area 04. They come, they walk long distances. They walk long distances without food, without anything, to give you a job, to give you a mandate. They come with a serious power of hope to give you, so that they have hope and they give you the mandate so that you can deliver. But when you become on that position, you feel you're the almighty, you're now the one who's supposed to, you know, they knew for you. And this one thing that we have is that when government builds a new road and you are dancing for them, they've made the new road. Is the same as a bank giving you an ATM nearby, and then you go and praise the bank for giving you an ATM. Meanwhile, you're withdrawing your own money from that ATM. You understand? You get my point. We should realize the importance of us. Everything that the government does is through the people. And if the government does things through the people and they come and they expect us to praise them, that's the reason why they are playing on our ignorance at the moment. We need to wake up and realize to say, we are the power and we are not supposed to be intimidated by the people we give a mandate. And by the way, just because the PF is in government does not mean they rule the majority. People that vote are not the majority, Zambia. And that's why today I was seeing someone saying Biflo has no right to represent the youth. He's a musician and what. But issues of governance affect everyone. Everyone. I am not a politician myself, but I talk about politics. So that's why I'm saying it should not matter. What should matter is the content in which we are debating. The content should matter, and that's why we should fight so hard to restructure the system, to strengthen the system. The president in Zambia is more powerful than the president in America. I've heard that saying so many times, because the president in Zambia has almost 12,000 jobs in his hands, which he hires and fires at his will, which we cannot allow, because now people fail to be objective. So how do we change the system going forward to allow people to be professional, to allow people to work, because when you're working for someone, you quickly do something for yourself, because anytime you can be fired. So you quickly steal something for yourself, you quickly, so that you utilize that position before you're fired. But then if you work objectively and to say the job is secure, there's also that sense of leaving the legacy. You want, when you come out from office, there's legacy, he did that. So that, but then this time around, it's completely difficult. People work for the president. They don't work for the people. That's, I should emphasize on that point. That's why they say I'm the #1 chief bootlicker of Edgar Gorungu, because he knows his job lies in the hands of the president. You understand? But we should have sanctions that protect these people, like for example the army commander, for example the defense commander. We should have them ratified by parliament. Even if the president wants to fire them, the issue should go to parliament, and parliament is supposed to look, did this guy do something wrong? Did he go against the constitution? Because those people don't save the president, they save to protect the constitution. But if in a situation where the president can just wake up today and say, pull me over, in fact you've saved enough, you're fired, it's not fair. You understand? We should save the constitution first, So if our constitution is this weak, we should find a strategic way that we should challenge as young people, civil society organizations, revolutionaries like you, Lily, and other people. We should find a strategic way that we can engage, on issues to do with governance, so that we restructure our systems. We remove certain privileges that these people have that don't make sense. You understand? We remove. Thank you. I'm talking too much today because I missed this show.
I just want to say thank you to Matilda Muchindu from Australia for donating $20 towards what we are doing. And her comment is, thank you so much for fighting against wrongdoing in our motherland. So that's $20 towards what we are doing. We're going to be having t-shirts as well, and we'll be doing some filming projects. So thank you so much, Matilda. For those of you who don't know, Matilda is a YouTube channel, so I'm going to drop her link on Facebook and here as well, because she's a movie director, she's a movie writer, she's very, very amazing. She's an actress as well, and her channel is about movies, so it'll be good for everybody to subscribe to her channel and support her. $20 is not small money. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you, Matilda. Kwachangwe, what would you like to add, please?
Yeah, you know what? I totally agree with what Mando is saying. Because in Zambia, it's the system that is rotten, if I may use that word. Because you see, when someone becomes a president in Zambia, as Mando has said, they become the king. That's why they are using the Bible narrative to quantify what they're doing. Because in the Bible, if someone becomes the president, like a king. But you see, that's totally out of context. Because in the Bible, kings were not elected. They were chosen by God. That's totally different. In a democracy, people choose their leader, and they have the power to move them out if they're not doing well. While it's in the Bible context, if someone is anointed, is a king, that means he represents God. He has the the power from above. So that is a system that is rotten. That is a mixture of cherry picking of Bible that suits the political interest of the political party. And that's the problem that we have. So there has to be a change of a system that favors the political party, because in Zambia, like Mando has said, if the president does something to a constitution, it's as if he's doing favors to the nation rather than a service. You see, that's why people go to dance, because they feel they've been favored, rather than they don't know that this is part of the taxpayers' money. This is some of the money that the donors are giving to develop the country. But because it's coming through the government, they think it's a favor that they've been given. So that's why these bicycles are coming, because to be looked upon as a favor, rather than as a service. So the president is the steward of the constitution of Zambia. And what has happened, because of the rotten system in Zambia, the law in Zambia doesn't work. There's no rule of law. The corruption is the rule of law that works in Zambia. If you don't have a brown envelope, you will not get anything, you see. So they have supplanted the law of law in Zambia with corruption. And that's why when everybody is corrupted, therefore what do you use? The machinery you use is corruption. When you have to corrupt somebody for them to have a voice, for them to have a job, that's the problem that we have. So what Mando is saying is that we need a system that to bring about accountability, checks and balances as to what we will put the government. Why have you not done this which you promised in your manifesto? What is the problem with that? And that is the checks and balances that is required if corruption is going to be stamped out of the government. And we have enough intelligent people in Zambia who can do that. But because of the system that is there, it is not giving them the capacity to do their job effectively. So what we need is a change of system, like Mando is saying, so that as Dr. Mumba was saying, I don't know, I wanted to ask him because he was in the President Manawasa's government. He's seen all these things. So what I wanted to ask him was, what is behind all this system that is not working in Zambia? Why is it like that? Since he should have an insight, which we don't have. So that's really my contribution.
Dr. Mumba will be back on Friday for questions. Yeah. So it will be simply, you ask your question, he answers. No talk, just you ask your question, he answers. So be prepared for Friday with Dr. Mumba on this platform again, because we didn't have enough time. So Apostle Oscar has been trying to be on our platform for the past few days. It hasn't been easy, but now he's finally managed. How are you, Apostle? We can see you're in the dark.
Yes, you see, it's one and the same thing that we're talking about here. Is, we're being load shedded. So, however, we are still able to see you and listen to what the colleagues are saying. I want to concur with. I want to concur with what our colleagues are saying. When the system is corrupt, it means it is crumbling, and it cannot hold anything that would be tangible or useful to the people that be and the people that it represents. Party, parties are rather parties or wherever a person belongs, notwithstanding. All I want to say is that what has happened currently in our nation, or what the current happenings are such that there is a lot that is going on, and it is the only thing that is so surprising thing is that the current regime do not want, number one, to receive counsel from anyone. Number two, they want to silence every voice that come up to try and suggest anything to them. But why it is becoming so much a problem also to the people on the ground, if I may add my opinion, is that like the other fellow has been, colleagues have been saying, it is that they have really crumbled the system to the, like, to borrow the words of my friend who said, rotten to the core, where it has reached a level where money is only in the hands of the elite. so much that you do not have any power to speak because you are deprived of the financial resources that can help you stand or even voice out. And so you are left with no option except to look up to the so-called the elite or those in power. And what they have done is that using a political machinery to weaken all other sectors so that money can only be found in the hands of the few. And that's what corruption can do. And that's why corruption is a, is a very, very, very dirty and rotten animal that should be arrested here and now. And I'm so glad that such platforms and forums are there now to help bring up and about something that will be of help to not only us, but also to the future generations. Why I say this is because every leader, whether in the political scenes or any other, place, any leader is said to have to set what a precedent, maybe 50 or 100 years from now. You see, we have to set a precedent. We have to look at what is it that the coming generation is going to find or is going to actually come and improve on. But it's like there is so much of, egocentrism, self-centeredness. People are just looking at themselves and what they can achieve and what they can actually, get for themselves, which shouldn't be, the case of any leader. So I am so glad and so happy that such platforms, I repeat, are there now to bring about, a mutual balance that we've always been crying for, and also not to talk about what has already been discussed widely, the freedom of expression and all the things that have crumbled. Like we have said, corruption crumbles a lot of things. I thank you. I'm speaking from the dark.
Thank you so much.
From this dark because
Lord shedding myself.
Lord,
of the Lord
Lindy has been trying to come on. Thank you so much, Apostle. But you can stay there if you still want to be around. Anna Lindy has been trying to log in. How are you, Anna Lindy?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Just speak.
Okay, I don't know if some people have already covered these grounds, but when I did read the post concerning the bicycles, I was just thinking to myself, okay, so they claim to say they donated bicycles. How did the bicycles get to Zambia? Was it the case whereby we had to pay for the ship like we did for, is it the ambulances or the fire trucks, which ended up costing more than just buying a brand new one? And secondly, I was thinking, why would you go and donate bicycles and incur even more costs having them delivered to Zambia, rather than you just buying bicycles that are already found in Zambia? Because they claim to justify, the donation for those bicycles because the police sometimes in the rural areas cannot access certain areas by vehicle, so they would need those bicycles. So if that's the case, wouldn't the Eagle bicycles we have in Zambia really do? For me, it sounds more like a cheaper and more logical option. Secondly, with the pharmacy, is there someone who tends to audit the companies that bid for the tenders? Because in business, I don't know about how they do it in government, but in our business studies, we are told to audit and really authenticize the companies that are coming in if you want to bid for a tender. So how can a company not exist and yet they're awarded the tender? Who is responsible for auditing those companies? And who exactly, what's the name of the person that we can hold accountable for so that we can ask these questions? Because what it's doing now is that they're putting Zambia in a very wrong way on the map, because the money just doesn't come from the taxpayers. It comes from the donors as well. And we look like a reckless country that would just allow people to spend money however they wish without the consideration, the needs that really that money was donated for. So you have other countries really getting upset because their people here work really hard to raise that money in that has to be split with the social system that they have here. You know, there's people on benefits, and they have to split money, donating it to poorer countries in Africa. And when they look at these things, it's very frustrated, and it puts us in the diaspora in a very high spot because we're looked at as burdens and inconveniences. You can't stay in your country because your government can't govern funds properly. You come over here and you want to take over everything. We have to give you money and benefits. You're unable to look after yourself. And you have no defense. You can't really stand up. I wish I was from Rwanda, you know. I can't really stand up and say, and say that's not...
You know, you just opened up something, and I was just searching on Reuters here, and this is an article from last year. The heading is Britain urges Zambia to fight corruption to unlock aid. And according to them, you know, the article says Zambia should show that it's taking measures to fight corruption because of the, you know, graft concerns that were raised by the British High Commissioner. And it stated that Britain, Finland, Ireland, and Sweden withheld nearly $34 million in aid to Zambia's social welfare and education sectors in September last year because of concern of over financial mismanagement.
Can you imagine?
$34 million, which these guys get, and the children in schools are sitting on the floor. You see, the money was withheld because of mismanagement, you know, and I think this is the most corrupt government that we've ever had, honestly. The article goes on to say a former cabinet minister is facing charges for mismanaged funds, and the case is a test on how President Lungu is addressing corruption, which he rarely even addresses, to be honest. So because of that, Zambia is not really receiving the financial support. And obviously, Dora is mentioned here. There's a tweet from Dora. The fact that outgoing British High Commissioner Diate can speak freely even when he leaves Zambia is a sign of the freedom of expression upheld dearly by Zambians, which extends to freedom of the media. This is Dora's tweet last year. Zambia Information Minister Doris Leah said in a tweet, so if we are allowed freedom of speech, how come the children or the youth are not allowed to speak out or to protest? Yet this is what they claim out there to say it's allowed. They are receiving $34 million in donation, and then they don't use the money wisely. And, you know, this is a part that even shocks me, where Zambia has external debt, which has risen to $10.05 billion at the end of 2018, compared to $8.74 billion a year earlier. It's shocking. Okay, what do they spend the money on? Toll gates? Because I have not seen the best schools in Zambia. I've not seen...
I have an issue with it. Well, let me just finish off the point before I get to toll gates. I was just elaborating more on how they painted our country. I was in shock when I needed something delivered to Zambia, and I went into the post office. I was told, oh, we can't send mail to Zambia. I said, do you care to explain why? They said, because it's a very high COVID country. You see, when you have relatives in Zambia and relatives within the medical profession, they tell you these things. Yes, we are fortunate enough, we've been blessed enough that even though COVID does exist, we have not been as badly impacted as the Western world. But this government inflates the figures of people that have got these cases in order to get funding. And as a result, they're not thinking of the future and how it's going to impact us, the ordinary people. We can't do business with
Can
Zambia.
you imagine?
You can't fly back home and expect to come back to the UK. There's only flights going out, no flights in, you know, and all that is taking it. You know, they don't want to take care of our relatives with the monies that they get from the and taxpayers. It's left up to us to start, you know, building business with our relatives back home. So they've got a roof over there, so that they've got some money to pay for school fees, you know. And now even that they have, because of their selfishness. Coming to the target issue, I don't know, they really have taken advantage of our silence. And this is why they're afraid that we want to speak up now. If we're going to pay for targets, these targets are there so that they can have enough money to maintain the road. Then why are people in Zambia paying road tax? You're paying for the same thing twice. Why are we paying for the same twice? You know, it's so... No, I don't even know if they thought Zambians are so passive, they'll let everything just slide. But they discover that people get a point where they're tired. They get to a limit where they say enough. And this what you see going on the ground is because people are tired. They are tired of...
and I'm telling you, yes, and I'm telling you what's going to happen next year with the next government. They will just be telling us how much money has been stolen. In fact, a lot of people will be hurt with what they will hear, the figures. These people have been embezzling funds. Yes. Yes.
Amayanda ya konkela kwa mufumyepo tax bandala meyo mutudipire dabale mpela menshi mwakule fishi net mecho you are supposed to pay. Do you realize how tight squeezed we are as Zambian people? And no, but you're having my youth shouldn't protest. How can they not protest? Then really can you imagine? You know? And that's why really I'm in all support of this movement. I'm in all support of people coming together, because that's the biggest threat. When you have, you know, youths coming together, that power, my youths, is unimaginable. You know, in South Africa, it's not by Midalaba that ended. It was the youth. And I'm so glad, I'm so proud of the people that finally, number, we have woken up and we have decided to say enough is enough. That was my contribution, Lily. Thank you so much for letting me on. I'm going to continue watching you on YouTube, so I'll give chance for others to comment as well. But thank you so much.
Apostle, you're back. How are you?
I'm okay. At least I've organized some light. Yeah.
Okay. What's your contribution?
Yeah, it's one and this. I'm not running away from, like I said, what my colleague said, because it's one and the same thing. Even the ladies from speaking, she's speaking almost the same thing. It's about the collapsing system. I think, like the doctor said yesterday, if I can recap, he mentioned something that I still can reflect on. He said that we don't just need to change the system, but we also need to change the mindsets. Like you were saying, people, even when someone is issued into government, maybe next year, we still don't want to start. Yes, we are very much ready to hear about how much has been borrowed, how much has been misused, but my plea to the whichever will be the, people that will be forming the next government, let them not concentrate on that, because that would be what we are actually talking about now. My plea is that as they are ushered into office, much as they'll be able to follow up other things, let them be able to come up with strategies that will iron out and bring in an immediate solution. And I know, like I said, this platform is good because the world is watching. And obviously, when the new government is ushered into office, sorry for the right language, there are people that would come in and say, Muniaka, they would help here and there. And so it will be, in a way, bring some cushion of some kind, but not to run away from the very fact that a lot of things are at stake. And so the need to actually talk about them and to continue pursuing this matter until we arrive at a place where we can call Zambia our home, Zambia a haven of peace, Zambia not the peace that we just which is rhetoric. We talk of the peace, and in the name of humbleness and peace, a lot of people have taken a ride over us, especially politicians. And when I say politicians, it is because these are the ones that are representing the powers that be. And so we cannot run away from that fact. So therefore, in terms of trying to bring back this nation, it's only when we are talking like this, because we are actually offering counsel not only to the incumbent leadership, but even to those that are yet to be ushered into office, because it's a wake-up call. We now are alive to the fact that we can give accountability. We've been, for lack of better terms, we've been a citizen docile for a very long time. And I'm glad that now we are waking up. And what the current regime shouldn't forget is that we are no longer living in an olden era. The world today is civilized. Like, we are able to discuss, the world is now on the fingertips. We are able to discuss, over these devices, the mobiles. It never used to be so. So in a civilized world, one has to not hold people hostage with the threats and all that. No, this is the time to dialogue, to engage with someone in, you dialogue. You allow people to, express their views, their opinions and all that. Only an intimidated leader, or rather an insecure leader, would run away from, constructive criticism. And when you are insecure and you lack content, you begin to use threats and all that and intimidation to cover up with your inability. We need people that are responsible, people that are going to, in fact, we need to re-engineer the way we think and reorient our doing of things, in Zambia and across Africa and the world over. This is the time, and a time of not only the regime change, but the change of our mindsets. And I'm glad, because people that are coming in, the youth and everyone, are vibrant, and we are able to take on and move on and soldier ahead until we see not only the victory, but the establishment of our nation. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know what's happening to your network, Lily. You can add the behead.
No, it's my. I had muted. Can you hear me now? Sorry, I had muted it.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much. I just want everyone on the stream to just give a clap to Matilda. She's given us another $20.
Yeah, Matilda. Good show, Matilda. Well done.
Thank you so much. And she says, colleagues who are implicated, she's just basically saying that we are fighting against corruption.
Yeah.
Mando, you sent me a message. I said that, even Kwachangwe, and I posted, it would be nice to have you on board, that, when we do these streams, we can do one where we are fundraising and help to push projects in Zambia. This is amazing. Thank you so much. And we didn't even say anything about Super Chat, but she just donated. She said corruption hates everyone. The impact of corruption goes beyond the corrupt individual. The innocent colleagues who are implicated, or the reputation of the organization they work for, ultimate victory are the ones who lose out. So thank you so much, Matilda. And she's also a YouTube channel. Please support her. She's a movie director, so she got movies there. Please support her, yes. And I'll share her movie as well on my community tab. Thank you so much. So who else wants to contribute?
I want to come in. I want to come in on something. I heard someone saying, I think it's you, lady. You were reading some posts for last year, and then the government lost fund, lost aid, and doing what and what. Thomas Sankara says, "He who feeds you controls you. You know what I mean? So here, what happens is that the big countries that offer aid, they create an impression that we don't have an ability to do things for ourselves. Meanwhile, we have everything that we require to have in our country. We have the minerals, we have everything to boost our economic system. But we rely on aid because we have an impression to say when we educate, we should be able to work under these people. This is one mentality we need to change as people. That's the mindset that we need to change as Africans. And that's why they get the Mukula trees, they get the minerals from Africa. It goes there, they refine them, and they charge us 4 or 5 times more than we sell it to them. You understand? And this is one thing we need to wake up. You know, when President Manawasa was in power, he brought in, I remember, I don't know if you remember in my 2000s when there was a big truck that was passing and everyone was watching in Zambia. You know, it was a very big truck to go and refine copper in the copper belt for KCM. Because he said you cannot always be getting raw materials. We need to start to change it into another product so that we can also sell it and compete favorably on the global market. So this is the things that we are missing because of this of our weak systems, and it is and having a lot of leaders that lack the political will and creating an impression that Zambians cannot do it for themselves. They always need investors. And this is the problem that we're getting faced. We are supposed to understand. You ask yourself so many questions. How many investors do they have in America? How many investors do they have in the UK? How many investors do they have in China? Those are the questions that you're supposed to ask yourself. And who are those? Do they run their own economy? Do they run? So what is happening with Rwanda? Rwanda has zero debt and it's running its economy. And no one can
you imagine?
No one, I'm telling you, you can't go in Rwanda and insult the Rwandese. No, you can't, because they stand for themselves and they know. But because he who feeds you controls you, they are being controlled by the Chinese. Even if they whip our people, we cannot even defend our people because they are feeding us, because we've created that impression on people. So we need now to wake up and realize this is ours. It is not for the government. It is for everyone who is Zambian. And you should have the right to talk. Like the apostle says, leaders are threatened. They do not want people to know the actual truth because the truth hurts, and they know. And the way to hit a politician, I always say, it's in public. Don't say things. Don't go there and have a closed door meeting. A politician will make it seem he has understood you, he's heard you, and you say, let's take a picture, we'll reconcile. And the moment you walk out of the door, he posts it and says, oh, well, with him we've reconciled. And what impression does it get? Bamudie Sam. You know, you went to a secret meeting. So I always tell people, when you want to go and meet a politician, get the media with you, record the conversations, let it be live. It doesn't matter, because you are not representing yourself, but you are representing the masses. So it's also important that the masses get to know what's being discussed. You know, when the president is having these meetings with other presidents and other what, usually it's public. People see it's on news. They are seen. When they have a closed door meeting, it is after the important meetings that they've had. You understand? So why should we as young people go in offices of the ministers without the media present, without being live, so that other people should also listen to what the minister is saying? Because we should be holding them accountable on the basis where it is live and we agreed and people heard. So when I go there and say, the minister said he's going to do this for us, why is he not doing it for us? You understand? So we need to have that knowledge. We need to be conscientized. We need to be awakened to know to say the only way to deal with a politician is in public. Don't go to their offices. They will chaff you and they'll give you good money, and they will know the politicians are very tactical. They know how to play the game very well. But they know to say it injures them so much when you come out in public and say these things, you know. And that's why we also, us in the diaspora, it's our responsibility to now take care of those that are, you know, the protest is blocked, and the police can't be objective because it is working under the instructions, and they tell them block that protest, and now they tell them you do not need to have a protest. But it is our constitutional right as people to have a protest. So now I'm wondering, if we go to court and say this is what is happening, can we win the case? Of course we can win, because it's a constitutional right for us to go there. But how objective is the court? how independent is it to issue out an independent verdict? You know, these are the things that we are fighting for. That's why I'm talking so much about the system. How do we influence that the systems are changed so that even the next person that would want to vote to come into power will not exploit the same way these other politicians that are in power right now are looting. They won't loot, because how can we make sure? Because we have to be careful. We cannot just allow anyone to come in and without our system being the same. Then the same thing will continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contributions. But this comment will be the closing comment because it's really funny. This guy says, here in Dundumwezi, we don't want our PF to come, come to 21, they are going to see what will happen. Because last time I think there was a joke about Dundumwezi and how was it the other people couldn't win in Dundumwezi. So they're saying even in Dundumwezi we don't want them. Thank you so much for your contributions. We've obviously gone 2 hours, but unless you want to say anything, yeah.
To read about the international aid being withheld from Zambia. There was an incident. I think if you look at the commissioners, like embassies in Zambia, many of them withdrew their aid. It's because of corruption. I think it was in the health sector, and you find that the whole mushroom of NGOs in Zambia that mushroomed over the decades has been because many international communities would prefer to work with an NGO because it will reach their grassroots rather than working through the government. Because when they give money to the government, it all goes down between administration and stuff and never reaches the grassroots. That's why you find that they would prefer to work with churches and small NGOs because you know that it will reach the grassroots. That is how bad the corruption is. So if the government loses the trust of the international community, and that goes to show that this is how endemic the corruption is. So that's why we are saying that there has to be a change of a system. There has to be a change of a cultural education has to be instilled as well. Even for people who are in the pastors as well, they need to start educating their congregation that, we need to speak about corruption because it is the greatest sin to our economy, to our development, to a people. It is actually dehumanizing the Zambian people, allowing this corruption to be so endemic in our society. That's why we can't say anything. So that's why we need, especially for us who are in the diaspora, I think this is our time so that we can hold our country to account, because we have nothing to lose. I don't need money. I don't need anything from whatever God or anything, but we are fighting for our people in Zambia so they can have a life that they will be proud to, where we can take our children. So we're going to Zambia because we are proud of our country.
Yeah.
So basically that's how it is.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. What about
just close also? I can just close also to just go because I'm rushing for a meeting, also another meeting. I just want to say, first of all, as Zambians, let's run away from the aspect of wanting investors or wanting international community to do things for ourselves. We have everything that is there. We have so many graduates from the University of Zambia, from the Copper Belt, and from all the learning institutions in Zambia. Let's have self-confidence in our people, our young people that are educated. Let's give them opportunities, and let's create an economic environment that favors the Zambian first. I am proud to be a Zambian. I'll never call another country my country because I'm from Zambia and I'm very proud. And I will always speak about Zambia, and I'm grateful to these platforms that are now conscientizing, awakening the conscious in young people to realize their relevance and to realize to say, we the young people, the future is not tomorrow but now. And we are seeing these things, and we should stand up and talk about it. We should not be intimidated, but in as much, let's also create a mindset of listening to ideologies. Let's not create the politics for money, for getting 50 quarters. Let's listen to the ideology, because if we make a wrong decision, remember 5 years is a long time to suffer, So let's all remember to listen to ideologies and create a system that will always be accountable. And let's irritate them with this news. Let's irritate the politicians. Let's talk about these things. Let us be in public. Let's go everywhere. Let's discuss these things. Let's irritate them so that they know that the young people have come. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mando. I hope you'll be. Yesterday, I really wanted you to meet Dr. Mumba, and you were nowhere to be seen.
I know Dr. Mumba. He was my president in the MMD. I have so much questions for him, and tomorrow on Friday, I know I'll be there, and definitely I will ask him a couple of questions. I know him personally. He knows me personally as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please,
Okay.
please. Stephen,
Good enough.
thank you so much for your.
Thank you.
Mando, you're always helpful. Please send me a message so that we can communicate, Mando,
Okay, I'll
about
send you-
the group. Since
Okay, I'll email you. I have your email address, so I'll email you.
yeah, I waited for you that day, and even Kwacha as well. And
Sorry, it's hard to forget.
We've
What
just
I-
been
it's hard
joined
to
by
forget.
somebody.
Lady, I sent you an email. Did you receive it?
Not yet.
All right, you check
Mike,
your email.
can you? I'll check.
Hi, good evening,
Mando,
everyone.
good to see you, Mando.
Good to see you.
Hi, how are you? Mike, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, Lily? Are you about to get me?
If you can reduce the volume from where you are, the background, like yes.
Is that better? Is that better?
If you can reduce the, like, I don't know if there's another device open. Yeah. Are you okay?
No, I'm in my room. That's my device. Maybe I change the location. Is that okay? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay. I've been following the conversation, and I loved what was happening yesterday with Dr. Mumba. Thanks for allowing me to join in, by the way. My concern is on the nature of human beings. So naturally, we tend to, if I don't know what tomorrow looks like, if every day I wake to have food for that particular day, then it's difficult for me to think of 10 years from now. Okay, and unfortunately, that's the majority of Zambians. They wake or we wake to eat a meal. You know, you don't know what tomorrow will look like. You wake for 2 kwacha, you wake for 10 kwacha, and that's it. And so when somebody gives you a 50 kwacha, then that person is a miracle worker to you. He's like your best guy. He's an angel sent from heaven. And my question comes in to say, how do we best let people, how do we make people aware of what is really going on, and how can we beat that? How can we make people aware of people who might manipulate that? Because what I've noticed is politicians, they study how Zambians are. So they've studied us. They know, all right, Zambians just do this, then that, just be silent, it'll phase, it'll die natural death. Just give them 50 kwacha, just give them alcohol, they'll be excited, then just do a hit song, do not bass or whatever the song is, and they'll vote for you. So how do we go around that? How do we make people aware of the reality thereof so that we make proper decisions? Because I feel it's one thing to have a meal for a day, for a month, and then lose the rest of your lives to a foreign nation or whatever it is, or deplete oil resources simply because you want to make a few individuals wealthy. And so that's kind of my question. I think it's open for everyone. Yeah.
Apostle, you can answer. Apostle.
Yeah, thank you so very much. I think I mentioned, since he said he's been following, I mentioned to say we never needed just not to change the regime, like Dr. Mumba said, but to also change our mindset. So the whole thing that our colleague has mentioned here, that is that of a mindset. And definitely I would agree with him that most of even what is called so-called a business in Zambia is kind of a hand-to-mouth, kind of business, which in a way, like I said, that the systems that have crumbled all other financial means to the level where the money is now left only in the hands of the elite, so that you are left with no option except to look up to those people that have some few whatever it is in their hands. And so they will load it over anyone that would be vulnerable, for lack of better terms, to that extent. So it is important that, like I said, we re-engineer the way we think, reorient our thinking, and allow for the justifiable cause to be, to take its course, because the way it is now, I just heard Lily talking of Dudu Mwezi, the comment that came, which it may be a bit funny, but such are the things. Right now, my brother, is that people are not responding out of what they know to be, but they're responding out of what they've been through. We're responding out of what we've been through and what we are experiencing currently as a nation. So our response, or rather our situation, or our current undertakings, so much more of a teacher than anything else that would want to actually, look for, or even imagine, because this one is not an imagination, it is a reality, and we are living with it. In fact, I would jokingly say that before COVID was announced in Zambia, we already were experiencing some signs of COVID in another, way around, and I know, what I mean. So it is important that we begin to engage, not with our stomach, but we begin to engage with the current undertakings and what is happening to us, and also think with our minds than to think with our stomachs. Because from your question, I would say that there are a number of youth. I may not just give the proper statistics, that forgive me for saying this, but that have been to the corridors of the school, and there's also another group that has not been to the corridors of the school. So you find those that have not been to the corridors of the school, or somewhere thereabout, are easily manipulated or into a system, even if it's malfunction, other than those that have been. So you find that this is now why this wake-up call has come. It's because of those that have realized, not because of their own, dealing or doing, but because something has cropped up based on what the knowledge they have gathered from colleges and all other, places of learning. So this is the thing that we are really even discussing right now, and we need to really make sure that we do away with the thing that has been eating us up. And so the discussion is at hand, because of the same things that are actually going on, which are not beneficial to us. Thank you.
Yeah, Apostle. So
yes,
yes. I hear you. So if you talk to me about mindset, if you talk to me to say, Mike, when you're voting, don't just vote for someone who gives you an immediate solution. Don't just vote for these petty reasons. I'll hear you and I'll follow you quite well, and I'll understand what you mean. But for the average youth, for the average Zambian who is out there in Changombo, who has no access to internet, who only hear maybe what the chief says, or even in town, whether it's in Lusaka or in the Copper Belt, who haven't really, using your words, gone to the corridors of school. The degree to which we perceive or we accept information, or at which we understand certain concepts, might be slower than what we would expect. And so it's the reason why I asked that question is, what's the best way of disseminating this to change this mindset? Because like you've rightly said, it's a mindset. And unfortunately, corrupt people have taken a full advantage of it, and they are running with it so strong. They know how to manipulate, and they know how to give treats to people, unfortunately. So how do we work around this system? How do we really, mindset change isn't just like an abrupt thing, it's a process. And what's the best way to really change this in all honesty and all in reality? Yeah.
Yeah, you are right, my brother. The whole reason why, like I said, this platform now are coming up. And let me correct the notion. When I said those that have been to the corridors and those that have not been, I wasn't trying to segregate. Neither was I looking down on the average, but I was trying to strike a point of, like you said, the perception and the understanding from the one that has been and the one that has not been. But you see, there's a way even the people out there engage. Obviously, they couldn't have been living together in a community if they are not able to engage at a certain level. So if we are to ask, how do I then disseminate this information? This now stands with you and me. And that's where the word patriotism comes in. Something that is, so very, at heart. Something you take to heart to say, this is my nation, like we are saying, and I need it to be this way, that way, that way. Obviously, all my opinions may not take, but, we want to push in something that would be, strike a difference. For us to be talking of what we're talking about is just because we have seen that things are not supposed to be the way they are. Obviously, not everything may come to our expectation as per se, but definitely something has to be done. And this is the whole reason why we are trying to pinpoint on the things that we feel and think are not in line with what is stipulated in the Constitution and the Constitution reviews that happened about to take place, and whatever it is, and the way the systems is being run. If, like you said, you've been following earlier on, there was my brother is at Kwachangwe mentioned to say the system is being rotten, and I added to the core, because if the system is rotten, it means everything else is crumbled. And so we lack, number one, we need to eradicate and disseminate this information to the people. You and me, like I said, we have to be patriot. From my home, from your place of work, from anywhere you go, you need to start disseminating this information, because even the thing that we are in today did not start in a day, remember. It started slowly. And if someone said this one has failed and what failed, they haven't failed today. What we're experiencing today is as a result of the failure that was incurred at a certain place or at a certain date. So what we are seeing today or experiencing are just bad results, my brother. They didn't fail today. No one would fail just now. No. It failed somewhere, somehow. And I'm sure before we came to the conclusion of calling it a failure, there could be people that were trying to tell some people, so this is it, we should go this way, should go, but probably those people, that's my own opinion, maybe might have been taken, especially if you're coming from the opposition, they might have been taken that maybe they're just trying to say something because they are not in power. And yet what maybe they could have said that particular time would have served a very wonderful purpose, even to save us from what is, we are currently experiencing. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So we have our last person to speak, JT, and then we close.
All right, thank you.
And remember, we have Dr. on Friday. And hi, JT, how are you? Oscar, thank you so much.
How are you doing?
The other gentleman, I've forgotten his name. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? Can you hear me nice and clear?
Fine. Yes, very much, yeah.
All right, perfect.
Your floor, please.
Just to follow on from the last speaker's point, I think one of the issues we have in this country is a really bad culture of voting. I'm just looking at some of the 2016 election statistics, and in a country of circa 25 million, you have a turnout of 3.7 people voting. So as a people, you can't really blame the wrong types of people gaining office, because the majority have not had their say. It's a section of the population who generally ends up at the polls to place their vote, and that speaks on behalf of the rest of the population. So it's really important, I think, that we start to develop a culture of actually going to the polls on voting day. It's not a public holiday. It's not a day off or a bride to go drink. It's you're meant to go and vote, to have your say. I think we can't really change the narrative or expect change if we don't effect change ourselves. We can't expect a section of the population to speak for the rest of the population. A few points I wanted to make are the Patriotic Front, obviously, it's clear, are a party that's desperate to hang on to power. This is going to manifest itself in so many ways. And I think one thing we need to be conscious of going into the campaign is the fact that what we're seeing in terms of suppression of media, suppression of voices, people who are speaking out against injustices, the suppression will only get worse. We have to be conscious of that, and we need to be able to stand our ground and not back down. The Patriotic Front is obviously desperate to hang on to power, so what we'll see is tactics coming out that we've probably never seen in this country. It has the potential to spiral into such instability if we're not careful. So I need to applaud every single youth that's come on board for the betterment of our nation. I think it's really important. It's no longer acceptable to be passive in our own country. And I think there is also a fundamental shift in the political consciousness of our youth. Because, for example, someone who was 15 10 years ago is now 25. Someone who was 18 10 years ago is now 28. All of a sudden, they're faced with trying to make their way in life, trying to get ahead in life. They're buying their own petrol at the pump. They're buying their own groceries in ShopRite. So this section of the population is feeling the greatest pressure, not our parents, because our parents are retired. Our parents are retired and they're not feeling the greatest pressures of bad governance. It's the youth that are feeling the greatest pressures of bad governance. And I think the Patriotic Front would be committing political suicide to dismiss the contribution youth actually have to make, but also the power that youth have to remove them from power. It's very clear that they're underestimating the power that the youth have. And I think this will manifest itself in the 2021 elections, where we will see youth coming out to vote like never before. Voter turnout will be quite high. And I think history will write itself to show that you don't dismiss the people who've put you into power.
Yeah, lady, can I say something?
Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, as the diaspora, we can buy bicycles as well and send it to some of our folks so that they can also go and send the message. Because
exactly,
these are simple things. I have sent containers. I've sent containers of computers back home. I've sent I've dug some boreholes for water. We can buy bicycles so that the young people can send the messages to other young people. So we can do that. Absolutely. I'm very positive. Even during the campaign, we can buy chitenges, we can buy millimil so that we can also give it so that people can vote with a clear conscience. And what we have to tell the electorate is that if the opposition gives you chitenge, take your minimum, put it in your house, because they're not doing you a favor. They are giving you what belongs to you already as the resource of Zambia. But vote with your head. So what we need to do as the people in the diaspora, let's also buy bicycles, let's buy chitenges, but let's have a message. Vote with your conscience. That's it.
Yeah.
Honestly, Kochang, what I was saying even on my Facebook Live when I was talking about that's how the movement was even born, when we were talking on the live stream, Natasha, you're watching. And I was like, you know what? In fact, what we're going to do is we will buy lunch, water for every voter, because they can frustrate people. They can make them stay in queues for the whole day. After they finish voting, there'll be a place where somebody will cook in Shima, you eat your lunch, you go home. You eat your lunch, you go home. So it's like we're thinking the same. Honestly, I said it on my Facebook. I was like, this is what we buy the minimum, honestly, and they should vote nicely with their heads, without these people corrupting their mind.
Yeah, so we can start now. Honestly,
Natasha,
let's have a committee. Let's raise money so that when the day of election come, we have all these things in place. People can have the water, people can have the food, so that they can vote with their hearts rather than with the, we can do this easy. It's very easy to do it. We can have,
We had a virtual concert on YouTube, and we raised $17,000. $17,000 on one night as the Diaspora.
So
that's easy.
Let's be strategic. Let's use our heads as well, so we can do it. Yeah, we can do it.
I think what we need to do. I think that what we need to do as the Zambian people, not just the youth, but everyone as a collective, we need to stop waiting for our government to do for us, and we need to start acting on our own. And then once we start doing those things, the government will see that the people now are taking over and doing what needs to happen. And then you'll see accountability, because the thing is that if the citizens are sleeping and the citizens are not engaging in conversating about things like this, or even trying to make a change, you will not see the change. You see what I'm saying? Us, the citizens, have the power to be able to change our conditions within the country, which means if there is garbage on the streets, we need to start picking. Like I grew up in Finland, and you will see citizens, literally, you'll find garbage on the ground. You'll see a grandmother, 70 years old, she's picking up garbage in the street because she doesn't want the garbage on the street. So we need to start doing things like that. You see what I'm saying? Cleaning the streets, making sure that if we see somebody begging in the streets, try to find a way of helping that person out. Those are things that will move us forward. We can't be complaining about our situation unless we're able to make the change. We can't expect our president to lead when we, the people ourselves, are not doing what we need to do. Because the thing is that if you're expecting him to be able to take care of the citizens, we have to take care of those that are around us that don't have. So if you know a family, or you see a family that have children and they're struggling, you go, even if you have a little bit of money, whatever you can give out. Like, the thing is that whatever you can give is more than enough. It's more than what that next person has. So we need to be able to prompt everyone to see that, okay, if I have meal in my house and my neighbor doesn't have food, let me be able to extend this to my neighbor, because one day you'll never know if I'm going to be in the same situation. So being able to be a brother's keeper, those are ways that will move the country forward. Because if we continue complaining about the government, we talk about these things, and we're not showing an example, then we can't be able to blame what's going, you can't blame the government. We have to show that example in order for the government to follow. Because the thing is that we already see what's going on in the country. $700,000 on bicycles that people don't need. There's healthcare that is dilapidated. The schooling system is at an all-time low. Just here, I live in Canada, and when you go into the library, you can sign into your library. You're given a card, and it gives you access to everything that the library offers. So I can take accounting courses. I've taken an accounting course in this system, so it's free of charge. It's a 12-week course. I'm doing accounting courses, and then you get a little certificate at the end, and it's free of charge. It's online. You see what I'm saying? Those are things that that the government needs to place money into. And if we have people within the IT system, they can be able to use the internet and say, okay, I'm a Zambian, I have expertise in IT. Let me be able to create a platform that will have youth be able to go and access, like, for example, a photography class. I can go on to my library with my library card and sign in to my account. I could take a photography class right today, and it will be like a 4-week photography class. After 4 weeks, I get a little certificate to show that I've taken the class, and it's all free of charge on the internet. And then we have exams, so you get exams and stuff like that. You go and sit for an exam at the end of the course and whatnot. And this is what we have to be able to prompt. We have people that are very, very learned in Zambia, outside of Zambia. Every single skill that you have counts, no matter how long it took you. If it took you 2 weeks to learn it, you can spread that information to the next person.
Exactly.
But these are ways that we could be able to help our people back home and each other.
Exactly.
Thank you, Natasha. Apostle, can you pray for us? We finished the meeting now. I gotta go.
Yeah.
It's been an honor to be on the platform.
Remember, you promised that you would assign someone to do my YouTube channel.
I can help you.
Natasha,
Okay,
Natasha, sir. Natasha.
Oh, it's Natasha.
I have a few YouTube channels, so I'll help you.
That's my personal assistant.
Wonderful.
Assistant.
I would love to. I don't know how it will be, because I needed maybe, I don't know if you need my WhatsApp line and all that, or you would advise.
I can give you my WhatsApp line and then just help you out.
Okay.
Yeah, I've sent my email. So just send me an email and then we'll close and then find the WhatsApp number. Or you can just put your WhatsApp number. Yeah, I'll help you out.
You'll find that email on YouTube. Huh? Is it on the YouTube or Facebook?
Yes. So my YouTube
okay.
has my email, like in the videos in the description box. You can find my email there, and I've put in the private chat my email as well, so you can reach me through that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Before I pray, let me just say thank you really for bringing me up, and Natasha and everyone else that ever participated. Thank you. Let's keep up the spirit, and we thank you for the Kwachangwe for the ideas, and Natasha and everyone else that have brought in the ideas from out there in the diaspora.
Yeah.
We are really here, and we're not hiding anything. We are here. We are Zambians, and we are in Zambia, and we are supporting all the ideas from this side of the diaspora. So let me just pray. Lord, we thank you for this day. We honor your name. Thank you for this platform. We glorify you because you are the living God. How I pray that, Lord, our conscience be re-engineered, reoriented to the glory of your name. Thank you because we are able to dialogue and listen to one and the other's idea and opinion. And these things, we pray that they will never just end here, but they'll be implemented to the glory of your name. We thank you for this implementation that is coming through. And we know that by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, all these things will be done to the glory of your name. And we thank you for every change that you have made. And we know that in the spirit, there is a shift that has already taken effect. As we await the result here in the physical, may you be glorified. In Jesus' name we've prayed, giving thanks to you. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, Friday with Dr. Mumba. If we don't have any important story tomorrow, then I will be interviewing Mubita Sinawa tomorrow, and you can ask him questions.
I can't
Thank
wait.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
The email.
Bye. Not always press again.
Sorry?
On what form?
Sorry, what did you say?
Where did you put your email address?
I put it in the private
Where
chat.
did you put your email?
Oh, it's in the private chat.
Private chat, like in YouTube.
Okay, all right.
On YouTube?
Okay. Actually, never mind.
I'll try and find it for them.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You know what, Natasha? Wait at the back. Wait. Don't go and post. You wait there with the chat. Talk. So, wait. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Obviously, having very respectable people on this platform. I don't take this lightly. Thank you so much for more than 1,000 people that have tuned in for Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much. Nita, we already read. I don't even know why you're here. Talking whatever I want to talk. We are tired. We've talked and talked and talked. Hi, Nola. How are you? Yes, Nola. I'll give you a call as well. It's a girl lilymutamztv, also known as a girl of Z. Zambia. It's amazing, obviously, talking to different people from all parts of the world. And it's also a good exercise, looking at that most of us are under, strict lockdown rules and self-quarantine. So it's a great thing for us to do, to discuss issues and vent our ideas. So thank you so much. I'm ending this now. And as usual, as we end the broadcast, I always sing at the end of it. And I'll be singing Nangu Wanchinga Ugu Fila